Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Welcome back to another episode of the No Comfort Zone. So it's Dan, and I'm just going to come back at you and let you know. So last night, this podcast, I'm going to talk to you about waiting in line. Waiting in line. And the analogy to me is absolutely, it's life-changing. And I know waiting in line, life-changing. Oh, Dan, where are you at? Where are you going now? First off, thanks so much for listening. Greatly appreciate it. I really do appreciate you listening and taking the time to reach out to me and let me know what content you'd like me to talk about. Love the reviews. I greatly appreciate them. Got a few. Would love 1,000 more. If you could please like, subscribe, and rate my podcast. Hopefully on the good side, hopefully on the bad side, whatever. Just listen. Let me know you're listening out there. I would greatly appreciate it because your review might help somebody from blowing their brains out. And I mean that. Your review might help somebody from taking that next drink. Your review might help somebody to better their relationship, better themselves. Become a better parent. Your review might save somebody from doing another downloadable course that they're never going to use and actually get them to use it. Right? That's what the No Comfort Zone's all about. Getting outside of your comfort zone so that you can live on purpose. Finding the hero version of yourself. So what is this waiting in line business? What's this all about? Last night, took my son out to Applebee's out in the Midwest, out in Rockford, Illinois. So we're there waiting, and I don't wait in line. I don't like to do it. I'm just not a hurry up and wait kind of a guy. I had a lot of stuff to do last night, and the last thing I wanted to do is to wait 15 minutes. I know that sounds like I'm being a snob, but I'm not. I just don't want to wait. I'd rather go drive through or something else. When I plan on eating a terrible meal, man, I don't want to wait. But I got to wait. It's 15 minutes. I didn't feel like driving anywhere else, so I got to wait 15 minutes. So I'm in an area. I'm in the middle of the restaurant, and the door, the foyer, and people are coming in like crazy. So I'm glad I wasn't on the 40-minute wait list. It was only 15 minutes. And look at me, I'm complaining about having to wait in line to eat at a restaurant. There's some people that would give anything to live in that moment. But so I just want to let you know I'm not that guy. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I'm not a snob. I'm not egotistical, and I'm definitely not arrogant, and people will tell you that. So here's the deal. So I'm waiting, but a woman comes up after we've been waiting about 10 minutes and says to the hostess, you know what, we'll just take that table right there. How strong was that? I don't ever do this. I don't ever confront people. But the young lady that was seating people was in a position and awkward. And I said, looked at the list, and I looked at her, and I was like, there's about 4 other families that are waiting to seat before you. So I think we should worry about them first before your willingness to go sit at a table to seat 5 people. She just stared at me. And so did everybody else, stared at me. And I got a couple of nods for some people, but this almost happened. They almost got seated. Now, do I care about that? Yeah, I do, because I don't want to wait 15 minutes. But what's going on in society? Wait your turn. And speaking of waiting your turn, weed is now legal. Marijuana, cannabis is now legal in the state of Illinois. And it's been going on for a long time. It's finally approved. It's happening. The dispensaries are open. And the waiting lines are 7 hours in Rockford. I know people that actually waited in line for 5 hours to get weed. Now, I don't want to say this the wrong way, but I work with a lot of people in an industry where you could snap your fingers and you could find it anywhere. You can find anything you want anywhere. It's who you know and all that other stuff. Not who you hang around with, but everybody knows somebody that could go ahead and get that. But what was astonishing to me is this. Some of the people that I know were actually waiting for 5 hours. Now, if you were to say, Dan, I'm going to give you 5 hours and you're going to go wait, just so you can go eat something that's going to make you forget about reality for a minute? You know what I'm doing? I am literally taking a 5-hour course on how to increase my net worth. I am taking a course on public speaking because if you listen to this, I mumble more now than I ever have in my life. But I'm talking to my podcast as I'm driving in a microphone on my cell phone. I'm trying to keep it down, and I'm trying to get a lot of content out there to motivate and inspire you to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. So it doesn't have to be, there we go. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just have to get it out there, let you know, wake up. Time to get your life going, because my life started about 2.5 years ago, and it's been going great ever since I committed to this no comfort zone lifestyle. And I'm so obsessed about it, I can't stop thinking about it, and I'm sharing it with everybody, and the people that take it are killing it. The people that actually are getting involved in this no comfort zone and making this their reality are doing very well. The other ones, not so much, but that's okay. Maybe they're oblivious. Maybe they're just, what's the word I'm looking for? When you just don't know anymore about what's up, you're oblivious to it. That's not the word I'm looking for, but that's the word I'm going with. But to stand 5 hours in line to go get a pill that's going to distract you from your goals for roughly, 8 hours. I don't know what it is anymore. I'm an ex-drug addict, so who are you talking to, right? Like, I was never really that big of a weed guy, although I smoked a lot of it. I've done a lot of other stuff. Never got into the heroin scene, but did a lot of recreational party drugs and did a lot of drinking. I'm not embarrassed to say that. Don't judge me for it. Realize that it created a lot of adversity in my life, and I was able to face my realities, get through my adversity, conquer it, and move on. That's where I'm at today. I'm a much stronger person because I identified my weakness, and turned it into a strength. So now I'm just really transparent about it. Can't come at me now because I already talked about it. But the fact is this: what could you be doing to better your life? Because I just think, and God love you if that's what you're into. And if you listen to this podcast, I don't judge you for it. I'm not at all. I'm saying, what if you could better use your time for something else? I mentioned on another podcast that because I was in a lax state for a long time, when I came to a situation like on my sober birthday, or when I had a kick-ass record-breaking month, I would buy myself something nice. What if you go do that? If if that's the way you want to reward yourself, right on, then go ahead and do it that way. But like every day, doing it all the time just gets old. I don't know. It's like drinking all the time. Where I think that if you actually, sorry, I think this messed up a little bit, but so it's like, that time where if you don't do it all the time, maybe it's okay, I guess, I don't know. But as long as you're going after your goals and you're crushing it on a consistent and regular basis, and if you want to take time to sit back and go, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this, okay, then go for it. Just don't hurt yourself, don't hurt anybody else, don't drive an automobile, and don't take away time from your kids. Just don't do that. You know what I mean? I'm saying that because I have experience in that area, and it's hard. It's crushing when you do that. So to see people stand in line for 5 hours to go pay a crazy amount, whatever, because it's legal now, I guess it's the experience. But the truth be told, in the end, I would love nothing more than for you to start going after your goals, start living on purpose, start living with passion. Because one thing I've never talked on this podcast before, when you have a little bit of momentum, regardless of what's going on in your life, when you have a little bit of momentum, what I really want you to do is realize when that momentum starts, readjust your goals. Don't go on cruise control. Elevate your goals. When you're going and you're getting in the grind and things are going good and they're smooth, change them just a little bit. Go for it. Get a little uncomfortable. Watch what happens. That's where the magic happens. That's why the first 30 days, I was working on me and I started to feel great. At the end of 30 days, I'm like, lost a bunch of weight. I'm going to lose a lot more. I know it. I'm in the zone. But now what I want to do is this. The next 30 days, I want to focus on bigger things. I want to focus what's going on just outside of me. And when I did that, everything changed. That's where the magic happened. After 30 days of that, working on myself, and then an additional 30 days while working on myself, working on everything around me, then boom, that's when it was like, wow, this is magical. That's the reason why I'm sharing it, because when you have this, you do not want to give it up. You want to keep going for it more and more. And I have the ability to do that. I have a reality where I've experienced that, and it's life-changing for me, and I want to share it with everybody. So, if you're waiting in line somewhere and you got to call somebody out for trying to cut, good for you. I did it in a nice, fun way. It was all good. The worst part is this. They seated those people right next to me, and they were staring at me all night. They were mad at me. But I'll say this, too. They kept complaining about everything at their table. So I just think in life, they're general complainers. But let's face it. The world doesn't move. The world does not move for people that are realistic. Tony Robbins taught me that the world moves for unrealistic. And that's why I created the challenge, the No Comfort Zone Challenge. I hope this podcast finds you rocking it. But in the meantime, I do hope that you get outside of your comfort zone and live on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at No Comfort Zone 1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.